Hi, and welcome to the Law Simplified. I'm Shaveen Bandaranayake. A question I often get posed by students who watch these videos on the YouTube channel, as well as the different platforms that the Law Simplified is disseminated on, is how to deal or how to cope with the overwhelming nature that is a law degree. Now, more often than not, depending on the institution or the university that you're enrolled with, chances are you might have either a monthly or biannual or sometimes even weekly set of submissions for assignments and assessments that are done from a course to a course. Now, that being said, the reason why most students feel overwhelmed with the tenacity and the onslaught, so to speak, of assignments and assessments comes down to a very fundamental thing that I've noticed in many students. Now, as harsh as this may seem, and as blunt as it may seem, it's purely due to a lack of discipline. Now, you might think to yourself, how can that be? When you see the amount of reading that you're expected to do on a weekly basis and a daily basis, the number of hours that they recommend that you put into studying, as well as in the case of, let's say, part-time students, the amount of workload that they have professionally as well as family commitments, how on earth would you be able to put in that time and effort? Now, what many students fail to recognize and understand is that, as I've mentioned many times in relation to a law degree in this very platform itself, is that law is less about what you know and much more about what you think. Now, if you think about this in a much more deeper context, the very aspect of the overwhelming amount of content that you're presented with and how frequently you are assessed and how frequently you are expected to provide back responses is in itself part of your assessment. The very fact that you're expected to be able to get back to your university, to your examiner, to your lecturer with formative or summative assessments, as well as any assignment submissions, is essentially a way of training you for the career ahead. Still, there might be occasions where you would feel that the amount of content that is presented to you and the amount of information that you're bombarded with is still too much to take. This is where a guided and structured and disciplined method of tackling a law degree, whether it be an LLB, a GDL, or even an LLM level qualification, is a must. Whilst part of your law degree is about your understanding of the substance as well as formulating a well-articulated set of responses to the assessments that you're presented with, it is also about time management. And I've said this on a number of occasions on this channel. You can see those through the different playlists on the different sections within this channel, as well as the online law school as well. When you do a law degree and then when you progress into your career aspect of it as well, the vocational component, as well as a law firm or your own private practice, what you will notice is that it is a seamless transition between what you have learnt and the mechanism by which you've learnt in your academics and then what you would be actually doing in your job, in your career. Now, I do appreciate that it might have come off a bit harsh and a bit blunt as well when I tell you that there needs to be discipline that's inculcated to your process of study, and the reason why you feel it's overwhelming and that the content and the assessment seems to bombard you on a weekly and a monthly basis is purely because you haven't structured your study time, you haven't structured the way that your life has to weave around your qualification. The emphasis, or what I'm trying to get across to you as a law student, is that this is not unusual. This is what is expected from a law degree. It's not just meant to provide you with the substantive content and help you articulate responses at a higher level, but it's also supposed to reflect and show you what a career in law is also going to be like. Yes, it is lucrative. Yes, it's a rewarding career at the end of it, but it is also fast-paced, and it will be very much like your academics, an onslaught and something that will bombard you not just on a monthly or a weekly basis, but a daily basis as well. So it's important that we appreciate and we understand the nature, not just of your law degree, but your career at large as well. But that being said, until the next time that we meet, have fun, stay safe, and as always, obey the law.